There are cash discount merchant account programs that now operate like surcharge programs, but they're really cash discount programs, and I'll quickly compare the two, and I'll discuss rates and price and everything about this new cash discount program, as well as how to set it up in your business. So you're probably already familiar with the general concept and understand that the program effectively passes the credit card processing fee along to your customer. So while that's the baseline knowledge for this video, I'm going to lay out the details of traditional or historic cash discount programs and what has now become a popular trend in merchant services, which is the new discount programs that's really seen a rise in popularity in the last couple of years or so. If you haven't seen the first video in this series where I compare cash discounting, surcharging, and convenience fee programs, be sure to check out that video, which is linked in the description. So understanding the numbers and how each transaction is processed is important for the comparison. So let's simulate 3 transactions. First, the traditional merchant account transaction. Let's say a business has a product for sale at a listed and stated price of a nice round number like $100. You, as the business, run the credit card on the point of sale device or the credit card terminal for $100 and collect that $100 with your next settlement or batch, and it's paid directly to your bank account, usually next day funding or maybe within 24 hours. Then at the end of the month, you would be billed for the merchant account fee on your statement of approximately, let's just say 3%, again to use round numbers for this example. You would then net $97 for that purchase. Next, let's simulate a traditional cash discount merchant account transaction. So with cash discounting in that same scenario, if you offered a customer cash discount at the time of the sale instead of using their credit card, you would just reduce the listed and stated price by $3 and sell it to them for $97 cash. Right there on the spot, by verbally asking your customer if they want to save some more money by paying with cash, you would just reduce the price and you're done. You collect your cash and you're off to the bank. That is the cash discount, that $3. So obviously this discount is a reduction from the listed and stated price, literally just how it sounds. And again, it's important to realize that the customer does actually end up paying a little bit extra or more for their product if they want to use their credit card, because you have that baked in as a cost of goods sold. Finally, there's a surcharge program. And again, using the same numbers, instead of discounting like we did for cash discount, we're going to add a fee on top of the original listed and stated price if the customer pays with a credit card. So that listed and stated price of $100 becomes $103 charged to the customer because they paid with their credit card. So again, even in this scenario, the customer is paying more for the product than if they were to pay with cash. Now, before we get into the details of how the new cash discount program works, understand the troubled past of cash discounting, because historical cash discount programs and surcharge programs, and actually convenience fee programs for that matter, have all sort of infringed on each other, and the lines that separate them have been blurred. Here's the highlights and the short version. The controversy started because some merchant account providers started selling cash discount programs that were actually a surcharge or a service fee program in disguise. It caused a lot of people to say, wait a minute, this doesn't really seem like a discount. It seems more like a service fee or an additional fee, and I don't really see how there's a discount involved. Again, surcharge programs add a fee on top of the price. Cash discount reduces the price as a discount. The payments industry and the governing bodies of the card associations and all parties involved agreed that something should be done, and something was done via a very long drawn out legal procedure. So this is when something called side-by-side pricing was enacted, and it involved federal laws being enacted to protect free speech, citing the First Amendment, believe it or not, and that's where you see the posted cash price and the posted credit card price side by side. So here's what came of it, and this is the important part. You had to display to the public that there is a reduction of price from the listed and stated price in order to be called a cash discount program. Surcharging programs have laws that restrict the practice in certain states, and even where it is legal, there are still more hoops to jump through and more compliance to follow in order to implement a surcharge program. During the time when side-by-side pricing was enacted, we saw some wannabe programs and some imposter programs that were labeled as non-cash adjustments or service fees, and they followed rules of cash discount but operated like a surcharge program. Now that brings us to the topic of the day, and that is the new or modern cash discount program that has, as I mentioned, started to really trend the last number of years, and it kind of operates like a surcharge but is legally a cash discount program. These new cash discount programs have a very critical and important piece of software loaded into the point of sale systems that I'll get to in just a second. But before we get to that, let's look at the details of the program. The business has to post signage that notifies a customer that there will be a 3 to 4% service charge added to the purchase. So the posted price becomes the cash price in this case. So the new discount programs that are 100% compliant pass the fee along to the customer when paying with a credit card, thus acting and operating like a surcharge, whereas the fee is added to the listed and stated price, but it follows the disclosure, signage, and general guidelines of a cash discount program. These new cash discounting programs comply with federal laws and with Visa, MasterCard, and Card Association rules and regulations. It's permissible in all 50 states, and the program is able to be used for retail and online transactions. Debit cards are also allowed to be accepted with this program. Additionally, this cash discount program can be used both in a retail setting and in an online setting, as I mentioned. So in order to accomplish this in the retail setting first, a special software from Debit Technologies Incorporated has to be used, and it's only available in certain equipment and certain terminals, of course, and only certain merchant account providers offer this software. But the software does have to be there, and that's part of the compliance that makes this cash discount program operate and function the way that it does. So in a retail setting, the receipts have a line item that separates the cash discount so it's obvious to the customer, and all rules and guidelines and compliance are followed. In an online setting, cash discounting is offered by using a special payment gateway that can restrict certain geographical user areas, specific states that don't allow surcharging, in other words. So when a transaction is presented online through a payment page or a virtual terminal, the gateway instantly knows whether this card can be accepted under the cash discount program and either processes or denies the transaction accordingly. And this all happens instantly. In both settings, retail and online, it's a plug and play operation. So the terminal or the payment gateway software does everything for you, and you just need to swipe or type the credit card numbers and keep selling your products and services. Finally, let's take a look at pricing. Since the merchant account fee is passed along to the customer, the only fee that you'll pay as the business owner and the account holder is for the account access and the terminal or point of sale system in some cases. On average, these new cash discount programs cost anywhere from $10 or $20 a month up to $100 a month. And again, all platform fees and equipment fees are added together so you have one access fee. All other processing fees and transaction fees are essentially non-existent. Typically, if you have a merchant account and you get your statement, it might show fees of $500 to $600 for the month for accepting $20,000 of credit card processing volume, let's just say, because your fee was 2 to 3% or somewhere in that range. With this cash discounting program, you would essentially save that entire $500 to $600 because the fee is being transferred to your card holders, to your customers. And that's the bottom line, really. You will pay essentially 0% to process credit cards as a result of using a program like this. So when you compare it to a traditional merchant account program, even though you might pay $10 or $20 or $50 or $100 for the platform access, it's still a giant reduction in cost for you as the business. In closing, I'll just mention again that you want to make sure you're using a compliant cash discount program if you're going to use one. You should be mindful to use a processing company that is legitimate and has a certified and legal cash discount program like the one that I've outlined here, and not one that's really a surcharge or a convenience fee program in disguise. If you're looking for the specifics, like the exact cost, percentage rates that will be associated with the account and passed along to your customers, the fees, the pricing, the equipment, everything that comes along with it, the contract terms, etc. Click the links in the description to go to the linked resources page, and there will be some videos and more information on that, as well as how to get in touch to talk to somebody about this program. If you learned something new today, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. That is always appreciated, and that helps these videos on the channel get found. Share this video with a friend. Once again, there's links to everything in the description. Go over to our website and check everything out. If you want to talk to a specialist about your merchant account and payment processing needs, click the links to get in touch with myself or somebody on my team. Again, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos on the topics of payment processing, integrated payments, point of sale equipment, and payment processing tutorials. I'm Brian Manning, and I'll see you on the next one.